Next, coming to the stage, we have a co-founder of the Gender Justice League. Yes, and a producer for Trans Pride Seattle. The topic, hands off our trans rights. Please make so much noise for Elayne Wiley!
First things first. Thank you. It's really nice to meet everybody. I don't remember speaking in front of this big of a crowd ever. So, cool. I did help found Gender Justice League in 2012 at a critical moment when marriage equality seemed like it was in the bag. But there were a lot of forces that were like, trans rights, that's down the road a little bit. We'll get to that eventually. And so Gender Justice League was founded at that moment. I'm here today to talk about a lot of things. The next speaker, Sarah Moran, or one of the next speakers, she's the board chair of Gender Justice League, and she will talk a lot more about what they're up to. I found my place after 13 years at Gender Justice League, and it's producing Trans Pride Seattle. Have you been to my party? Let me hear it. Yeah! Thank you. And I love doing that. I'm going to start with a quote. Nicholas Klein, a trade union activist, said something in 1918 in a speech. First, they ignore you. Then, they ridicule you. And then, they attack you and want to burn you. And then, they build monuments to you. This is a transcript from the Amalgamated Clothing Workers of America Convention, 1918. Not a new concept. That quote has been twisted and changed over the time, and I think it's really relevant right now. In this moment, I'm remembering a few things. Remember 2016, Time Magazine? The transgender tipping point? I don't know if that was from ignore to laugh. I don't know if that was from laugh to oppose. I don't know where that was at. But we've had a few of these moments along the way. Trans people are constantly fighting for their rights, and today I'm going to be asking you to join us in helping to fight for those rights. Yesterday, I bought a supplemental life insurance and accidental death and dismemberment insurance. I'm a transgender woman in America in April of 2025, and I'm trying to think about my future, and that future includes setting aside a little bit of money for my family. It's the first time I've ever thought about buying life insurance. I'm single, I don't have a huge family to take care of, but that's a reality that trans people are facing right now in America, even in Seattle, Washington, on March 27th. In the U District, a woman was dragged down the street by 4 men who told her, as they were hitting her in the face and around the head, they were telling her that Trump said it was okay to do this. And so I gave a version of this speech last night to the rally as they met in the U District, and they marched up to the very spot where she was attacked. Now she stood up. And she went to the hospital, and she told the authorities who hit her, and that guy got arrested, and that's great. The other 3 are still at large. And I'm telling you this because that's the reality. They marched up the street to the very spot where she was attacked to reclaim that spot. And I'm telling you today, we need to reclaim all of our spots. We need to reclaim Seattle, reclaim Washington, shift back with me for a moment on equal parts rage and hope today. The idea of America is a powerful one. It's persisted for 250 years into their future of the reality of shaking off tyranny. We stand in the idea of what America is, and our First Amendment right of freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom to take charge of who we get to be in the world. Soldiers and electeds swearing an oath to protect the Constitution, not to a piece of paper, but to the people who have the rights to assemble. America is the possibility of who we get to be as people. It is the possibility of living your best, most fully expressed life. And that's what every trans person is doing. They are a patriot. They are exacting the First Amendment and being the best versions of themselves. They are freely expressing themselves. Exactly. You get it. You know, I've been doing talks to much smaller crowds for many, many years. And one day they told me, hey, you do DEI. And I was like, what is that? What is DEI? I've been doing what I call justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion. It's a different acronym. Say it with me. JEDI! You know, I'm a nerd. Deal with it. But the point is that they are trying to tell us that diversity is not as good as uniformity. They're trying to tell us that equity is not as good as inequity. They want us to not be equal. And they want to exclude instead of include. That's what they're telling you. So when you hear them talking badly about DEI, now you know what the opposite of those words are. Fight back against those words. Fight back against what they're saying. Thank you. I want you to shift your perspective. We live in a time of privilege. In July or August, when the fighter jets scream overhead and they're singing, and I want you to join me, oh beautiful for spacious skies. Oh beautiful for spacious skies. What we hear is the sound of our military might. That's what some people say. What I remember, though, is that other parts of the globe, when people hear that, that's fire and death. We live in a time and a place of privilege. Some of you have been experiencing for the last 76 days fear and anxiety, and I'm here to tell you that people in America have always experienced the fear and anxiety that is mounting in you right now. Shift your perspective. Remember where you came from. Remember your privilege. And I'm asking you today to shift into action and spend that privilege. What good is to have that privilege unless you can spend it? You can take action. Change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. Barack Obama said that, and I believe that. You need to invest in people. So maybe send your money to a national organization, that's fine. But it's more powerful when you invest in a local organization doing local work right here on the grounds, making a change and making a difference for that. My causes are all around protecting trans people in this city, in this state, and hopefully my work will echo around the country. I may be fighting until my last breath for those rights. They always say time changes things, but you actually have to change them yourself. Andy Warhol said that. You can write that one down. I'm going to challenge you today. Do not leave Seattle Center grounds today until you have actively registered for an action that you can take. That panic that you felt in November was you in neutral gear, and you hadn't been able to take an action. Today, you took an action. You came out here to listen. I'm encouraging you to take further actions. Engage with Gender Justice League. Sarah Moran's going to talk about that today. Engage with Trans Pride Seattle. Come and be a volunteer. Provide your labor to help trans people have a day of joy in the city. That's going to be really powerful. Michael Woodward's going to come up and talk about how people who are fleeing states where it's illegal to be trans. You can't be in public and be trans. They're coming here to a state that says yes to trans people. Come and be a part of making those people feel welcome. Listen to Michael talk about that. You can be the cause of change in your community. Laverne Cox said your sole responsibility while you're here on earth is to leave footprints behind that others will follow. And that's a big responsibility, and that means that you out there in the audience can actually make a difference. You can actually cause change from where you're standing, from where you're sitting. My final quote today from the late Representative John Lewis of Georgia was famous for telling people to get in good trouble, necessary trouble, inconvenience the people who are causing trouble for us, make them